Well, hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And we are in DC today with Earl Fowlkes from the Center for Black Equity. How are you, Earl?
I'm very well, thank you, man. How are you?
Very good.
Excellent.
This is quite a change from when we would meet up in New York over a cocktail to catch up on life.
Yes, indeed. And in DC sometimes too when you came in to visit.
I remember that. That was fun.
Yes.
And all those years I've known you, you've always been kind of the guy who headed up the International Federation of Black Pride. But things have evolved from there, huh?
Yes, we had to evolve.
Yeah. So tell us. And now it's Center for Black Equity. And
Well,
yeah,
what
tell us.
happened is in 1999, I started this International Federation of Black Prides. There were eight original members of the International Federation of Black Prides. And we formed it during Black Pride of 1999 in DC. And the reason why we formed it is really to have a network. Everyone was calling me all the time to ask me how to start Black Pride. And I really didn't know how to start one because I inherited one. But I felt if we all got together, we can figure it out. And everyone would be calling me. Well, that was proved to be incorrect. Over the years, I've gotten more and more calls, but that's okay. It's all good. So in about 2014, 2013, 14, we decided that we needed to have a new look. That we had been doing Black Prides around the world, and we've been doing successfully, but our community needed more, and it needed more from our Black Pride organizations. And so we changed our name after considerable discussion and meetings and flying in the board members and just a lot of discussion. We decided to change it to the Center for Black Equity, and we will still be doing our Black Pride work, but we'll be doing all the other work under three pillars. One is economic equity, health equity, and social equity. Yeah. And right now we have 47 Black Pride members in the United States, 6 abroad, and we have about a half dozen affiliates who are not Black Prides, but are part of our CBE family, as we call it.
Yeah. Well, I know that when I went to your website, the website you guys have created is really kind of a hub in many ways for almost all things related to the Black LGBT experience, at least here in the U.S.
Well, and as we're talking, our website is being dismantled and reconstructed. Wow. So to make it even a greater hub and making it more international, but really focusing a lot on issues of transgender equality, public policy, and all areas of public policy, because anything that impacts anyone who's living impacts the LGBT community and the Black LGBT community. So we need to do more around public policy. We have a leadership institute. Every few years we have a new Black Pride leaders in different cities and some new Black Prides, and they need to get up to speed around how to keep their organizational legal, how to get a 501c3, how to handle the finances, how to do all those kind of things. And even though people think I was born with that knowledge, I was not. I had to learn it. And we've decided to create an institution, a leadership institution run by a very wonderful sister by Jacqueline Coleman, who will be helping us construct that. So we'll be doing regular trainings and keeping up people so that they can use their training not just to run their Black Pride events, which is usually just one weekend of the year, but so they can be involved in the issues of the community, the LGBTQ issues, the Black issues, and all the issues that impact them, so they can have a voice and have a knowledgeable voice. So we're giving them policy information, we're getting them leadership information, so they can really truly be the leaders in their communities that they are.
Yeah. Well, I love what you're doing. It's funny, when I was also on the site, I took notice because you had a section for blogs and podcasts, and I've been telling folks for a long time. They'd come, sometimes businesses or what have you will come to me and say, "Hey, we know there's a lot of LGBTQ media out there, but when it comes to the Black community, there's not a whole lot out there." And I always tell them they should take a look at where new media has really progressed over the last few years: podcasts, blogs, video. Right. I'm amazed, and you guys are even in some ways just scratching the surface of some of the depth of a lot of the expressiveness that we're seeing out there when it comes to new media and the Black LGBT community.
Yeah, the print media, we have a few magazines. There's Tag Magazine, there's Swerve Magazine, there may be a few others that I don't know about, but it's print, and it's not just Black queer print media, it's all print media. The Blade doesn't even print copies in there right now, Washington Blade and LA Blades. And so print media has been taking a hit for a long time. And so how do we get information? We get information from social media. And that's how this election elections are going to be won and lost. That's how movements are going to be built and torn down, is by social media. And one of the things we decided to be deliberate about, we knew that there were there were Black bloggers and podcasters and people like that, but we had difficulty identifying them ourselves in the CBE. So we decided to really start searching and uncovering people and offering them a free platform so that people can get to know who they are and hear from them as well.
Yeah. No, and especially the work you're doing this year is probably more poignant than ever before. And I know between that and you have a survey coming out here is out as well. Yes.
Well, let me tell you something, Matt. The survey for me is one of the most important things that we can do. Yeah. One of the problems of our Pride affiliates have, and I have as running the CBE, is that I don't have information. I don't have concrete percentages of who's doing what and who does what and what, who's watching what and who's buying what. Yeah. And the fact is there's very few, unfortunately, there are very few surveys that are specifically for the African American community. Well, I really shouldn't say African American, because there are many people here who are from the Caribbean and from Africa, and I want to say Black as a term that kind of embraces everybody. Yeah. But we have very little data about, the Black community, the Black queer community. And we did a survey in 2014 with CMI, and they're really great. David and Tom over there, they were very sensitive. They were very culturally appropriate. They approached things, and when there was something we wanted to do, and they suggested why we shouldn't do it, and it was like, oh, that makes sense. I never thought of that. Well, that's what they do for a living. And they work with many different kinds of a community. And so the survey was very good in 2014, but that was 6 years ago. The world has changed dramatically. Yeah. So I called them over the summer, and I said to Tom, if he would be willing to work with us to develop another survey, something we can update from, build upon the last survey 6 years ago. And he said yes. And we rolled it out last week, and we're very, very excited, especially with COVID-19, the impact that COVID-19 is having on our community, the impact of the Black Lives Matter is having in our community, and other social issues that oftentimes our voices are not heard. And this is one way. It's a long survey. There's 15 minutes, but the impact is tremendous. And it's like drilling for oil and hitting pay dirt. And when we finish this, and I know that Tom and David and CMI are going to do an excellent job in reporting this out as they've done before. I get tingly thinking about what the results are going to be. You know what happens when I get tingly? I need a drink.
It's hard to do that nowadays unless you. I
have alcohol at home.
Well, for anybody that wants to find this survey, the link is here in the video, and it's blacklgbtqsurvey.org. And there's a promotional video we'll run at the end of this show as well.
Thank you for reminding of that. I keep forgetting.
But no, this is great. And really, we just wanted to be able to take a few moments to share your story and share a lot about kind of what you guys are up to, and especially this survey that's very relevant in this month.
And thank you for your continued support of me and my organization over the year. I've known you a long time. Yeah. You have been always there for me, and you've given me good advice, and you've lifted me up, and I really appreciate that. I never really thanked you appropriately for that, but I really appreciate that.
Thank you. And hopefully we have many more years of even the same.
Oh, I know we will.
Yes. Well, thanks again for being here. It's great to see you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.